Okay, so I want to do a little talk on a continuation from yesterday. And I ended with that story from Lawrence of Arabia where Lawrence was able to put the match out with his fingers, and people asked him, how were you able to do that? And they couldn't do it when they tried to emulate the same behavior. So Lawrence said, the secret is not minding that it hurts. And I've been thinking about that. And I know I reference a lot of people. Dan Martell, he said, feel the feeling. So I think the trouble a lot of people get themselves into is they get afraid of certain feelings and thoughts. And I think we've been conditioned to be that way. So that was in my upbringing and schooling, was if you felt bad, if you felt sad, that you were supposed to do something about it, like there was something wrong with you for feeling sad, like it was something you had to get to go away, like negative feelings were bad. And I think if you try to battle them too much, it can make it worse for sure. But it's like what Viktor Frankl said, is where if you chase happiness, it's like chasing a butterfly, it'll just keep flying away from you. But if you just occupy your mind and self on other things, it'll come and sit on your shoulder. So it's funny. Imagine you're chasing the butterfly, like, come on, I want to get you. And then you just get fed up with it. You're like, I'm tired and I've been chasing it forever. I'm not going to catch it. And you go like sit by a lake and like try to like grab a stone off the bottom of the lake. And you're there and you look over and you realize the butterfly just sat on your shoulder. So I like that, and it helps me. And it helps me when I think about how if I'm not feeling the greatest, that I know how life works now, having lived it for a little bit, 41 years. And unhappiness is a temporary state, especially if you're feeling not great. If you busy yourself with purposeful, meaningful action, that helps. So we generate fears when we sit and we overcome them through action. So I think it's like what Goggins would say, or Alex Hormozy, is the thing of any of the big successful podcaster fellows that you hear talk, is they're saying that it was hard for us, and it is hard for us, and we feel all of those same negative emotions. Like, it's hard for me, rich and famous, successful person, to get up in the morning. Like, when I go to the gym, my muscles ache. When I have to sit down and do some administrative work, I always call the sit down stuff the administrative aspects of my life. And it's just, hard for them, and it's hard for me. So something that's helpful too is to realize that the launching point is the hardest part. So if you can just remember your why and just get yourself started on the activity that you want to do, it's pretty cool, because I have just noticed consistently that it gets easier to stay with it after an hour maybe of administrative work. So one thing I used when I was a runner was your body releases endorphins after 20 minutes, they say. They're similar to like morphine, like pain reducing endorphins. So I always told myself, I was a runner in middle school, high school, and college. Broke 5 in the mile when I was 18. And when I first started running, I'll run, like the first initial start of it, a lot of times I didn't want to do it. But I told myself, Doug, just make it to 20 minutes and you'll feel better. And that was kind of nice. It was kind of like me chunking the goal because we did a lot of like 45-minute runs. So, and I would have to say probably 80-90% of the time I could say that by the time I hit 20 minutes, I was like, yeah, I feel better. I already been doing this for 20 minutes. And I had just the inertia and momentum going. And I was like, cool. Like, I just want to keep going. Like, why would I quit after 20 minutes? I'm almost halfway done. So I will get into a lot of little psychological tricks like that I use to help myself to launch on things and keep going. So that is going to be um, like how to get through the winter in Chicago. I'll just go into that right now. Is that we have like 6 months of not pleasant weather, I would say. I always say that the first part of last half of October is, well, yeah, it is when it's really up until Halloween is when you at least have Halloween distracting you from the cold weather. So here's how I kind of basically do it is I got Halloween to just kind of think about. So you don't really even notice that it's getting colder in fall time until after Halloween. So like November 1st. But usually the weather is pretty good the last half of October, the 15th through 30th. So it's like not too bad anyways. And then you have Thanksgiving. That's kind of the thing you look forward to. And they say you attain more happiness from things that you look forward to, like a vacation, than the actual time spent on the vacation itself. A lot of times, it's like the anticipation, the build-up type thing. So you always want to have things in your future that you're looking forward to. And I've heard famous celebrity, successful people say they do that. They have a calendar ahead for the year of like things that are kind of pulling them along. But you hit Thanksgiving, and if you like your family a lot, you kind of look forward to that, and you have your dinner, and then between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's so action packed, and you're looking forward to Christmas. So you spend your time there with your family, Christmas, and then New Year's is next, and when that's over, it's January 2nd now, right? So you kind of finally come out of all the chaos of all the holidays, and it's like, all right, now where are we at? Where are we at here? And it's January 2nd. So it's like, all right, January, maybe one month out of the year, it's good to have just like a slow kind of just go to the gym, stay inside, catch up on movies or whatever, indoor stuff, go to the museums in Chicago, whatever it is, and do that, and you get through your January, and then when you get through January, you got February, and February is a short month. It's only 28 days. So, especially if you can have a vacation planned during that time period, we'll say January, February, that can help break it up too, which is something I'm planning on doing. Be good to have it maybe first part of January, nice little warm weather vacation. But now you get yourself through February, and you're at March, and March 9th, you get an hour of sunshine back. So, and then, two, what I usually take note of, and the whole way through this time period here we were just talking about, is from December 21st until daylight savings, March 9th, you're getting like an hour and 14 seconds, I think, of sunshine back every day. Like the days are getting longer after December 21st. So 22nd, you're coming out of it. You're coming out of the cold weather. So, and then I'm like, once you hit March 9th, it's like, cool, you got that extra hour of sunshine, and you get yourself through March, and then April, it's great. You got everything to look forward to. You got the whole like spring, summer, and I always say it's the best time of the year. But I've noticed too, living in Chicago for 41 years, that the the last half of April is usually pretty nice. So that's where I'm like saying how it's like 6 months cold weather from, we'll say, October 15th to April 15th, and you got all these things you can use, just like milestones to help you to enjoy that time period. And it's like, you know, the purpose of a song is not just to get to the end of a song, get to the end of the song. The purpose of a dance is not to just get to the end of the dance, is to enjoy the dance along the way, enjoy the song along the way. So we just came out of winter. It's, what is it, April 19th, and I guess I just spontaneously went on that little path there, explaining how I kind of just appreciate my days when it's winter. And thank you.